All right, y'all. So, in this one, I pretty much just want to talk about my experience so far since I decided to become an entrepreneur a few years ago. Now, since I still work a job, I know it's a lot of people out there that would, disqualify me as a so-called entrepreneur. But I think it's just really just it's just a personality type that's characterized by faith, right? Because all entrepreneurs they have to rely on it at some point, right? When you go out and make that leap and make that jump, to start something and build something, you don't know how it's ultimately going to turn out, but that's what having faith is all about, right? So, since I started this journey for myself a few years ago, I remember a buddy of mine. He inspired me to quit my job. I was working at a carpet cleaning company at the time, and he really gave me the strength, he gave me the courage and the willpower to go forward with the decision to quit my job, so that way I could just allocate more time to this entrepreneurship thing, right? So I quit my job. I had unemployment, so I had a little bit of income coming in. So I was able to eat, keep myself fed, pay my overhead. I was staying with moms at the time, so I was able to get her some money. So um, the first thing I did was, I went ahead and built me a website. I thought that's where you're supposed to start. So I built a website, and with this website, I remember it was through Wix.com. Pretty much just put together a little template and just kind of like fill some pictures in, fill some information in. And if I was to show y'all this website right now, like y'all wouldn't even take me serious. Like y'all probably like wouldn't even subscribe to none of the shit I put out if y'all would have seen this website and how horrible it actually was, right? Because I was a scumbucket. I was a scumbucket at the time, and and I'm happy that I can admit that, right? Because um, and this is not to diss nobody, but a scumbucket is somebody who's really just out to get the money, and that's what I was at the time, right? Because I had to eat, so money was the main thing on my mind, like just figuring out how I'm gonna get my next meal or pay my overhead. So I'm like, all right, the whole purpose of going into business, right, is to make money. So I put, like I said, I just put a few services on the website that I offered, where people could read a little bit about me, and then sign up for the services, right? But nobody bought the shit. Nobody even visited the website, right? That's how horrible all this shit was, right? I had like 2 followers on my Facebook page, and maybe you could say I was rushing the process, but this is why I believe that selling is for losers, right? Because that's all I was trying to do. I was just trying to like just make a quick buck. But for any of y'all out there that's in business and y'all in business for the money, you already lost this game, right? You already lost this game. So I learned just from consuming content over the years, that it's not about that at all, right? So before I go too far in that, like I said, I just wanted to give you guys a recap of what my journey was like. So I started my services that I offer was like life coaching, right? A 22-year-old life coach. Um, I was teaching people forex, still know how to trade, so I was teaching that service. Um, Health and fitness, right? I was a so-called health guru, right? Because I had lost a little bit of weight that summer. I was feeling good about myself, and I'm like, well, shit, I feel like I'm qualified to teach it. Um, I forget what the fourth service was, but it was one there that I probably didn't really truly offer. Just kind of wanted to fill in the blanks or whatever. So that venture failed. Eventually ended up going back to work. But ever since then, ever since I had that leap, ever since I took that leap of faith, I was able to learn a lot while I was outside of work. So like the only reason I went back to work is because the money ran out. That unemployment shit ran out. So shit got real. So you got to pay the bills. Um, so I went back to work. My work experience had never been the same ever since I took that leap, right? So that's why I'm proud I actually did it. Even though I had to go without money for a little while, I'm proud I actually took that leap, because the things that I've learned on that journey can never be replaced. It's completely invaluable, right? So fast forward, I started learning about social media marketing from Ty Lopez. So learning this thing about social media marketing, I remember how excited I got, because I knew this was a up and coming trend that a lot of people wasn't talking about. Nobody in my circle really knew about. So I was so excited about this thing, and I remember sitting down with my mom and telling her, like, listen, I'm finna go all in on this social media marketing thing, and I'm finna create me an agency, and we're gonna go talk to these small businesses. We're gonna help them with their social media. I'm about to be making $10,000+ a month, and you might not see me a lot, ma. So just wanted to give you the heads up, and that's that. Um, It didn't work out at all. Never got a client. Talked to several business owners, gave them, advice. But I just was charging them $1,000 a month, and I would run their social media and do this and do that for them, bring them more customers, bada boom, bada bing. But that venture failed, and I was just like puzzled, like damn, like man, like is it me? Am I a bad salesman? Is it something I don't know? Am I not doing something right? Um, then I moved out to Texas after that venture failed. I moved out to Texas to find work. While I moved out to Texas, I had an interesting opportunity to actually help somebody who owned a bakery. He was actually a really good guy. He gave me a chance to really just show him what I was made of. So I didn't charge him a dime. I just really just wanted to get my foot in the door. But he gave me a chance to show him what I was made of, and I had the opportunity to really impact his life, right? And keep in mind, this wasn't for any money. So that experience alone showed me that I could really like have greater impact without trying to charge up front. But that message still wasn't quite clear to me though. So I thought that really just happened by coincidence. I was still grateful for the opportunity, but I didn't really value what that experience truly taught me. So yeah, I had that experience, and then I found out about systematizing business, right? So a buddy of mine, he paid for this $10,000 course. Yes, the course was $10,000. He paid for the course, and the things that he learned in that course, he was super excited about. And I'm just assuming since the course was $10,000 that this shit had to be life changing. This just had to be something that was going to change everything I thought I knew about business, and it sure enough did. It actually did. So my buddy, he encouraged me to move back to Detroit so we could take the course together, learn what we needed to learn, and get out here and start crushing it, right? And what it taught me is truly invaluable, right? But it didn't generate me income because I was still trying to sell to people. We were still just trying to, make money. And so I take y'all all the way back there, letting y'all know the beginning of my journey so y'all can see what I've been through. So when we get to this point where I am now, where I believe selling is for losers, it's for people who haven't figured it out yet. And when I say selling, I mean actively like trying to get people to buy your product, right? Because Mercedes-Benz or Nike or Gucci, like those brands, they don't have to try to actively get you to buy their products. The only thing they have to do is be visible and be relevant with content, and you're gonna buy their product because of the brand and how established it is on a social level with other people. So where I am now, I understand that, and I understand the only way to build brand equity is you have to give some type of value to the market. Now, the type of value that I choose to give to people is informational value. So it offers you a mindset shift, right? You might have some particular business skill, or you might know how to build websites, or you might be good at designing business cards and stuff like that, or just drawing logos. And you got something that you can actually offer to the marketplace. But like I said, my biggest thing was just information. That's all I was given. So as a consultant, we tend to take the information that we have and hold on to it for dear life and charge people for it. And I just learned you got to get this shit away. Like, you have to give it away, because if you want to really build brand equity, you have to show that you can impact someone first. That has to be your mindset. Like, so if you want to be like, a fitness advisor and go into the health industry, what value can you bring to the market first, right? This is actually this doctor. He's on YouTube. This guy's, man, he's really interesting, but he covers like sports injuries. So anytime anybody get injured, he's up there with a video just telling you about going into depth about the injury, how it can impact this player's career, and how soon you should be expecting them to return to their sport. But he's giving value to the market. He's not making no money up front or asking anybody for any type of money, but I guarantee you that if this man just keeps doing what he's doing, his life will never be the same, right? Because when you build a brand, you have so much you can fall back on if your business fails, because business is separate from brand. Let's say you bought the McDonald's brand, it'll cost you a lot more than buying a $1 million McDonald's business that you can drop on the corner. It's the brand that's worth more, right? So that's where I'm at in this journey. Having the door slammed in my face so many times, and I'm watching y'all. I'm watching just from being an unselfish person, putting out content that gives value to you and other people, putting this content out, allowing it to just impact people, having zero, and I mean zero, expectations on anybody doing anything for me. I don't expect you to like it. I don't expect you to follow me. I don't expect you to buy my product or service. I don't expect nothing from you. That has to be the mindset. So that's where I'm at now. I'm in a very unselfish place where I just want to put out content. Hopefully I can impact someone. And if they choose to subscribe, great. If not, great. But that's what's been happening, y'all. And I'm literally watching it happen day by day, brick by brick, person by person. The more I put out content, the more lives are being impacted. So y'all think I'm about to stop anytime soon? Can't happen, won't happen. My job is to keep building this community of people who can pay attention, who I can keep their attention, and then let some other outside company or some other outside entity recognize the work that I'm putting in and give me some type of offer. Like, hey, can I give you 1,000, 10,000 to market our products, or whatever kind of deal gets worked out. But this is how it's set up. This is how life works. You have to create a community of people, and you don't have to make no money off that community. That's people's problem. They feel like they have to monetize right away, just start making money right away. So I put out these educational skits, and actually one of my uncles laughed at it. He thought it was silly, and that's perfect, right? Because he didn't see how it made money, or how it directly created capital. But you have to look at the indirect intangibles, right? So the more people I bring into this community that I'm able to impact, and the larger I grow this community, the earlier I can probably quit my 9 to 5, right? Because I got uncles and aunts, 40, 50, still working. And that's not what I'm trying to do. When I'm 30, 40, I want to be just, doing what I love, which is providing value, providing information for people. Because when I'm really where I want to be, the only thing I'm going to be doing in my life is traveling, speaking, going where I want, with who I want, doing what I want, whenever I want to do it. That's pretty much going to be my life. So I get paid to come to these speaking engagements, offer a little bit of my time, and make a little bit of money, and ultimately be able to just keep giving, because it's legacy that I'm trying to build here at the end of the day. So like I said, that's why I wanted to take y'all through the earlier journey that I had been on, to show you how I really got to this point. I didn't get to this point by guessing. It was by putting in the work, hitting my head, fucking up. Me and my business partners, we fucked up so many times, just doing shit wrong, making the wrong decisions. And I'm so grateful for literally all the mistakes that we made, because that's why we're ahead of so many people. I got one buddy who's just always anxious a lot, but he doesn't realize how far ahead that we actually are over a great mass of people. If he knew that, he would be a lot less anxious. But this is the reason why I am where I am, guys, because I decided to go ahead and get started. Speaking of getting started, when you decide to go ahead and get started and start doing whatever it is that you want to do, to start putting out content, to start building this community of people, when you finally make that decision, you have to go through what's called a eat shit phase. When you go through the eat shit phase, it's where you put out content, but nobody gives a fuck. Nobody's paying attention to it. So I was talking to a buddy of mine, and I let him know, look, man, when you put out your first video, nobody's going to watch it. I'm just letting you know that right up front, so you don't get discouraged, so you don't feel special or anything like that. Nobody's going to watch your video, hands down. When you put out the second video, one person is going to watch it. Now, I don't know, maybe you get 1 million people to watch it, but I'm telling you what happens on average, right? One person is probably going to watch that next video. A few people are going to scroll past it. By the time you get to your 100th video, you probably got 50 people faithfully watching that. And obviously it depends on how much value you're providing these people with. So if your message is in front of the right people, then they will gravitate towards it. You don't want to just post 100 pieces of bullshit content or videos that's not giving nothing to nobody, so nobody's gonna watch your shit, especially if it's selfish. If you put out 100 pieces of unselfish content, I guarantee you by the time you get to that 100th piece, you already got a community of people that's looking forward to your message and want to hear what you got to say. So that's just the basis of this talk, y'all. You're gonna go through an eat shit phase. Once you start out, understand that the best thing that can happen to you is the opportunity to provide value and provide information to the marketplace, because somebody's going to come across it. As long as it's unselfish and you actually know what the fuck you're talking about, right? So the goal is to just stay in your lane, keep putting out your word, keep putting out your message. It don't matter if you literally saying the exact same thing, because you know what you say at 5 in the morning might hit a little bit different at 8 p.m. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you could say the same thing, but it just might hit different at a different time of day for a particular audience member. So it's important to keep that in mind, y'all. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to go on this little rant, man, and just just to give y'all insight on what I've been through, what the journey has been like for me. I only learned by being out there in the field and fucking up and taking chances and taking risks and doing it the wrong way, hitting my head. And this has given me the opportunity to actually share those experiences with y'all and just kind of like let y'all know what to expect on the journey. So don't take this opportunity for granted, y'all. The opportunity that we have to spread our message across the world. It's the saddest thing when I look at it. Like, look at all the people who are just here and they just exist. Like, they just, life's not even important to them. Like, or I guess leaving a legacy is not that important to them. And I know it's just a lack of what you know and a lack of what you value. So I value the opportunity to be able to give y'all this message. If you don't value the opportunity and choose to go ahead and do the same thing before it's too late, before shit hit the fan, most people like to wait till tragedy happens, but don't be that guy. Don't be the guy to wait till shit hit the fan. Like, that's the worst thing you can do. So, but I know that's what moves most people. So maybe you do gotta wait on that tragic event to happen. Lose somebody you love so fucking much, or have your heart broken really, really bad. Like, some type of traumatic event has to happen to you for you to get your shit together. If that's who you gonna be, then it is what it is. I choose not to be that person, so I say fuck it. Let me get on it. And man, like, the feedback that I've been getting from people is incredible. But I always preach on not valuing people's feedback too deeply. Understand it's just there to give you micro validation that what you're doing actually fucking matters. Okay? So I definitely want to hear y'all thoughts if you have any. If you're not putting out content, what's stopping you? I definitely want to know so we can attack those insecurities or those fears, and maybe go a little bit deeper, maybe expand on that, and let you know to just go ahead and get your journey started, man. It don't matter where you're starting at, where you're starting from. You don't need a website. You don't need a certain amount of money. You don't need a certain amount. You don't need a certain kind of skill set. Only thing you need to have the nerve to do is be unselfish and post content that gives something to other people. Do that over a period of 24 months. See if you're getting any traction. If not, you need to try something different. But I definitely hope this video was helpful, y'all. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you've been keeping up with me on Facebook, go ahead and give this a share or a like. And I definitely appreciate y'all time. I'll see y'all on the next one.